Hi, welcome to this video. I'm going to show you a few of the shortcut keys that I use in Lightroom. If you do forget any of the shortcut keys, a quick way to have a look is just go Command and question mark, and it's going to bring up your shortcuts. And you can see at the top there it says library shortcuts. So depending on which module you're in, if I go to develop and I go Command question mark, you'll now see the develop shortcuts pop into view. And if I go to map, Command question mark, and the maps shortcuts pop up. So the first thing I'm going to look at in my library, using 1 to 5 you can set the rating for your photos. So you can go through your library and you can click and then just give it, say, a 5, and that will give a rating of 5, and you can see the stars come up here. If you can't see anything here, you can cycle through the different options with J, and you can see that that will cycle through the different options, view options. Using the numbers 6 to 9 will give it a color. So for instance, if I use 6, it's going to set it to red, 7 will be yellow, 8 green, 9 blue. If I want to remove any of these colors or the ratings, you just need to press either color label again. So say, for instance, I'm just going to press 9 again. It's going to remove that blue label. If I want to remove this rating, I'll just press 0, and that will set the rating back to 0. So that's just using the numbers 1 to 9 on your keyboard. Another shortcut that can be useful is the L key. It's going to go into lights out mode. So if you tap it once, you can still see the background, but it does dim it quite a bit. And if you press the L again, it's going to completely disregard anything in the background, and it's going to give you a nice lights out mode. And if you click it again, then it'll go back to normal. So that's just toggling through the L key. If you don't want it to be black, then you can change this in the preferences. So you go to preferences and you go to interface, and then you've got here lights out. The default is black, but say I want it to be white. And now if I press the L button, it's going to go to the white screen. Okay, so that works also in develop mode. So if I go to develop and I press the L, it will do the lights out mode. Another helpful shortcut in library mode is using the P and the X key. Using the P key, you can pick a photo, and you can see that a flag will pop up in the top left of that on that photo. If you come across photos that you don't like and you want to reject them, then you can press X. So you press X and it says set as rejected, and you'll see a flag with a little X pops up. So that's a rejected photo. So this will be handy if you are taking lots of photos and you just want to quickly go through and select photos that you know are going to be good and quickly reject photos. Because once you've selected all the rejected photos, all you need to do is go Command and delete, and that's going to pop them into a new screen here, and then it's going to give you the option to either delete all the rejected photos. So at the moment I've just selected 8. You can either remove them from Lightroom, or if you click delete from disk, that's going to delete them from your hard disk. So I'm going to go now into the develop mode. So I'm just going to select one of these photos, click develop. You can see here you've got this information up in the top left. You can cycle through this by using the I key. A very useful key that you will probably always use when you're editing is the key beneath the delete key, and that's the Backslash Key. It's going to show you a before and after of your photo. Another key that is useful is the F key, which will take it into full screen mode, and then you can have a look in full screen. So when you're cropping your photos, you can, once you've selected the crop overlay, then you can cycle between all the different crop overlays by using the O button, which is very handy to get your the composition the way you want it. Say you want to have the spiral at a different corner, you just need to press shift, hold shift, and then cycle. Here's another example. There's only 2 options here. Some of them, like the grid, obviously you can't do anything because it's just a grid. The last key that I want to show in the develop module is using the J key, and that is going to show your clipping for your highlights and shadows. So I just clicked it, and you can see up here it has selected the shadows and the highlights. You can manually turn these on and off, but it's just handy if you know that if you click the J, it's turning them both on and off. So you're doing an edit, you can just quickly cycle between whether you're clipping any of the highlights or the shadows. Just a quick little tool. Normally I just have them left on, but you can just cycle between them if you want them on or off. So that's the end of this video. I will be using more keys in later videos, depending on what I'm using when I'm editing, such as say sharpening. I'm going to use the Option key and the masking slider, but I'll go into that in later videos.